Hello and welcome back to
the Zak
and Buzz
Review.
So, that's a good impression actually, do it again. So we are doing a review of a highly anticipated series.
We've already done a review
Of the trailer, yes.
Yep.
But this is The Penguin, episode 1. It just suddenly popped out of nowhere. We've been after it for a while.
Yeah,
and
I turned on the telly.
Turned on the TV, there
and
it
there
is.
it was.
So I was like, oh, we gotta go see what that is.
Yeah, and we did.
Yes!
We did. Do you know, I just noticed we're both kind of wearing almost the same sort of t-shirts.
Oh yeah,
Although,
red, yellow, black.
What are you're
Star Wars. Classic Star Wars
whereas I am
here.
Predator.
However, we're not talking about
sorry.
Star Wars. We're talking about Batman.
The Penguin.
The Penguin. The Penguin. Obviously connected to
this
the Batman.
This starts right at the finish of The Batman.
The Batman.
I'm vengeance.
There you go. So sparkly vampire Batman finishes, and we have the Penguin.
Yes, this is occurring, I think, about a week after the events of the Batman, where obviously the Riddler flooded Gotham City, leaving all the kind of low, poor areas kind of completely flooded.
Where the rich ones are all right, and the Kingpin Falcone is shot dead.
Yes.
So his son, we find, is taking over the business.
Or is supposedly going to take over the business, because that's very much the kind of thing with this is there's suddenly a power vacuum in the Gotham City underworld.
And this is where the news bulletin introduces us to Falcone's son, who turns out he's got kind of a drink and drugs problem. But anyway, the Penguin.
Yes.
I tell you, I love Colin Farrell. Is an actor that you kind of like. He's a bit marmite. Yeah. You like him or you hate him. You know, he sometimes has really good roles and sometimes he doesn't.
Total Recall.
Yeah, but in this one, you don't even know it's him. You know,
I absolutely love him as the Penguin. You cannot see him as the Penguin whatsoever, but it works.
His performance is 100% gold.
Yes.
100%
I mean, I would have loved to have seen this entire series as like a movie or something.
Yeah.
I really think it had the legs for it, and especially they're doing the Batman 2 as well.
He hasn't got the legs for it, because the prosthetics when he
you see his little club foot.
But that's what I loved about this. Right from the beginning of this first episode, the Penguin turns up at his club, and he waddles in, and it turns out he's waddling because he's got basically a club foot. You know, which is great. So and he also it's raining, so he pops up his umbrella.
Yeah.
And then the interesting thing, his prosthetic nose isn't really pointy if you think of the Danny DeVito style penguin, but he catch it in certain frames of light.
Yeah.
It does.
Pointed.
It does. It's because
really
it kind of
cleverly
matches
done.
the scar that he's got up his. And it's really, really subtle. But and of course they've got the purple suit as well.
Yeah.
The purple car.
Yeah.
Or should I say plum?
That's actually a funny point, actually. You just mentioned, obviously, Danny DeVito as the Penguin. That means I have worked on a film with both penguins.
Ooh.
Both live-action penguins.
I think I can guess. Would it have anything to do with a flying mammal?
Flying mammal? You mean Dumbo?
Dumbo
The elephant.
Dumbo the elephant.
Yeah.
You worked on that.
Funny,
so there you go.
funny story.
Because you bumped into Danny DeVito on that one.
He is very small.
Yes.
Anyway,
back on the penguins. Yeah. So he comes on and he's kind of like so subtly introduced to the penguin, and he meets the son of Falcone, Falcone Jr., and they're having a chat, and then it's a brilliant moment because the young lad, who he's purposely getting him to drink, getting him to take some drugs because he's already said, I'll lay off that because I've got to be in charge of the family business now. But he persuades him to have some, and then he makes the fatal error of laughing at the penguin, and then shoots him, and then goes, "Oh, me!"
The Penguin title
and
comes
that's where the story begins, because then it's all at this kind of, oh dear.
It's very much based around him and his kind of manipulative nature to talk his way out of every situation.
His ability to...
People start pointing fingers at him about the death of this guy, or the disappearance of this guy, and he just manages
he says it himself.
Worm his way out of it.
He says it himself. He talks to people to make them feel better about themselves, so they don't see him as a threat, kind of thing. You know, and but a character appears that I don't think he's very happy about, and that's
No.
Falcone's sister, who seems to have been quite a psycho murderer.
Sophia, yeah.
And I don't know. Do you know? Is she an actual character in the DC world in Batman?
Oh, that's...
I don't know. Maybe if you know,
Maybe.
please let us
My
know.
Batman lore is good, but
I haven't. I'm
not on the gangster side.
Personally, I haven't googled this. Okay, so if you know, put it in the comments.
But her performance as well.
Her performance was really. You kind of look at her and you think,
Yeah.
she's kind of coming over nice, but there's a look in her eye,
Yeah.
and you're thinking this is a total psycho. And she's been really nice to him, but then she isn't. And
Whispers in his ear. It's like,
yeah,
I know what game you're playing.
exactly. But so he's got, and of course it gets to the point where he says, and he's picked up this young lad along the way who was trying to steal his wheels.
Yeah.
And
He's kind of forced into working for him, isn't he?
He's buddied up with this young lad simply because
Vic, yeah.
he's taken kind of momentarily he's taken a shine to him because I think he sees him as himself coming from the nothing.
Yeah, because that's what he was talking about with the Falcone guy.
Yeah.
He was like, he almost wants to be like an inspirational character as well.
Yeah, he wants to be a mobster that the people
like.
He mentions about this mobster who knew everybody's
Almost
name.
like a Robin Hood type of character.
And I think that's where he was, and it was that point because I think he let out his dream that this young lad laughed at it, and that's why he took such a drastic action of shooting him, because it was like stamping on his dream. But saying that, he does have a bit of a downer in the sense that he does panic and he decides to go and find his mother and let's get out of here.
A penguin's got wings too.
But his mum stands up to him and says, "No, you're my big bull of a boy. You need to sort this out.
Yeah.
You
shot him because you wanted to.
You need to sort this out." So the next time we see him, he's gone off to prison to see Clancy Brown.
Yeah, that was another surprise.
Yeah, I didn't expect
Who's
that.
obviously
The Kurgan himself.
something Maroney. We'll go with Maroney.
Yeah, I think
two kind of rival.
I think it's
gangster gangs.
If we're looking at the other Dark Knight series, Maroney was the one in the restaurant, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the one in the Batman Begins who then gets gassed by Scarecrow.
Yeah. So he goes to prison to see him, and he gives him his ring back.
Yeah.
But he's trying to make it. It would come over that he's trying to make a deal with him. But it's all part of the.
It's all
Penguin's
part of
plan.
the scheme.
And then he's told the young lad to do something. We don't know what that is, and it's quite funny because I think to put it bluntly, the shit hits the fan, and suddenly he's being chased by the daughter and the henchman, and it's all going wrong, and he's on the phone.
Guy gets hit by a bus.
Yeah, he's ringing this young lad. Are you there? He's just getting an answer phone. Yeah. And he's thinking, damn. Next time, and then the next minute he's been caught, and we see that he's been stripped naked.
He's being tortured.
Yeah, he's being tortured.
Where is my brother? How do you know about the special drug shipment?
A little Pied Penguin action.
When a car explosion kind of crashes
into the Falcone estate,
and
into the
everybody
fountain.
rushes out, and the boy has actually done exactly what Penguin had wanted him to do. I think the Penguin had obviously not done that in order to rescue him because he didn't know he was going to be captured.
Yeah.
It just great timing on that.
Yeah.
The boy went off and did what he was told to do, which was he was meant to behead the son, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was said it was like going to be like a pinky finger or something, a pinky toe.
Pinky finger in there to show that the ring had been taken, and a head, but he couldn't bring it because of a little discussion which I thought was quite funny when they're drinking the slush puppies, and he's going, "Well, I was thinking about cutting his head off, and then I thought, I'm going to see the thorax, and I'm going to see all this," and he's going, "Couldn't do it." And he's going, "Yeah, all right then."
I mean, it was a little over dramatic, but it worked.
It worked. And he's scratched underneath the boot. Payback. So of course this immediately means that the Falcones think it's the other chap in prison, the Maronis.
I love this
and we just went, this is
great.
This is so well written. And
like,
I'm already loving the character.
Exactly, it is putting shame to some of the Marvel series we've had recently.
Yeah. You kind of think
by far,
you kind of expected to kind of have the Penguin as a character that you wouldn't like.
Yeah.
And you're rooting for the Penguin.
It's pretty weird because out of my Batman villains, I wouldn't say he's top of my list or anything, but the character in this is just so good. He's just so good.
Yeah, he's got his total dark side, but it's just lovely seeing the way he is manipulating.
Do you reckon, speculation now, at any point during this series we're going to see the Batman anywhere? I don't know.
Where did the Batman go at the end of the Batman?
Well, they mentioned it in this episode that he was helping people out of Gotham Square Gardens after the flood. But that's basically where it ended.
Right, so in that case...
But he's still around.
So, I mean, maybe we will get
a fleeting glimpse. Even if we don't see Robert Pattinson, we might see a silhouette or something. Yeah, I don't know, that would be good.
Might get that kind of like Mad Max little appearance, you know? Like in the Furiosa.
I think almost you could equate this more akin to the likes of Joker, where it's like you could forget that you're actually watching a DC kind of character.
You mean the ones with Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the. I can't wait to see Folie Deux.
Folie
Deux.
Comes out on the 4th.
Yeah, we're going to go and see that one, and we're going to definitely review that one. Love the Joker. Yeah. But that was great because it was gritty. It was the way they've adapted what are literally cartoon characters and put them into reality.
Well, I mean that's exactly how Harley Quinn started.
Harley Quinn, nice to meet you.
Was basically as a additional kind of side character in the animated series before the comics.
And looks how popular that character has
Exactly.
So to see the Penguin in this, which as I say, it's kind of an old character because if you go to the 1960s, really camped up Bruce Wayne. It's like
Penguin Submarine.
Penguin Submarine. Penguin. Everything to do with the umbrella all the time. Then we get the Danny DeVito one. You go and this
Let me show you my flipper trick.
Yeah, no, don't.
I'll call you off guard there.
Yeah, you did catch me off guard. I was just suddenly imagining Catwoman lying on the bed.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
You killed me. The Penguin killed me. Batman.
Anyway.
Michelle Pfeiffer. Well. Yes, but the Penguin in this series is really good, and we are going to give this a score.
Yeah.
Episode 1. I'm going to give it a 10.
You're giving it a 10 because I was going to hold back here, but considering you've given it a 10. First episode, I really love it. I look forward to the next one.
Grabbed me, pulled me in, held me, didn't get bored of a second of it, got to the end and just felt, this is brilliant. I
cannot deny your reasoning there. I'm going to go 10-2.
There you go. So that's it. So if you haven't seen the Penguin, we've just spoiled it for you.
Definitely go watch it. You are missing out if you do not watch the Penguin.
Watch episode 1.
If you love the Batman, go watch it.
I think it comes out every Monday, doesn't it?
Every Monday.
In the UK.
Go and watch it.
Yeah. Anyway, there you go.
If you enjoyed this review, please like and subscribe to this channel and comment below any suggestions or further reviews you'd like to see.